Hi, I'm Jeff Rash with Priefert Manufacturing. I'm here today to introduce to you Priefert's newest adventure, the deer chute. For many years, you've known Priefert as the cattle handling people. Now, Priefert's has stepped into a new division called Priefert's Backwood Bloodline Wildlife Equipment. Basically, what we've done here, this entire contraption, I know it looks like a locomotive coming down the tracks at you. What we've done is taken the same concept as a cattle handling chute, where we bring cows into a sweep system, down an alley. We can weigh them, we can artificially inseminate them, we can do whatever we want, bring them into a squeeze chute, restrain that animal, and then basically work on them. We can vaccinate, we can artificially inseminate, we can work on their feet, we can work on anything that's wrong with that animal. Now, normally in the deer business, the way that it's been done in the past, actually dart that animal. Now, the problem with that is that medicine is extremely expensive. So basically, you're out in a lot and you're waiting for deer to get close enough to you where you get 20 or 30 yard shot. And that medicine's so expensive that you take a shot, it could be anywhere from $30 to $50 per shot trying to knock that deer down. So taking the concepts that we've done with cattle for many years and applying them to deer has been absolutely fascinating. I'm going to show you a little bit of what we've done. Basically, what you're looking at right here are 4 different components. This is not all one unit. In fact, it takes about 15 minutes to set this entire system up at your place. Each one of these systems bolt one to the other with a pin technology that we use on our bucking chutes for the National Finals Rodeo, the PBR. All of our rough stock equipment is pinned together the same way. So basically, I've got 4 different sections. I've got the squeeze chute, I've got the AI box, I've got the scale box, and I've got the ramp box. What's great about this setup is you can buy all of this system, all 4 components, put it together in your operation, or you can simply buy 1 or 2 or 3 pieces depending on what your operation needs. Basically, we're going to start at the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring deer in from outside a pen where they're kept. I'm going to bring them down into a smaller alley. I'm going to push them in. And then once I get them into that alley, I'm actually able to start bringing them into this system. All of these rollers are apple core rollers with bearings in them. They're very durable. They long last. This again is the same system we use on bucking chutes and horse stalls, those kind of things. Very durable. And all of them have slam latches. The next thing that I want to do on the ramp box, again, there's a ramp inside this box for the deer to go up to the elevation. But I can open this door out, and more importantly, I can open this door in, and this door literally acts like a sweep does in a sweep system for cattle. So I can step in here and push that animal forward into the next box, up into that elevation. So this is the ramp box designed to get the deer up to level. Let's move forward to the scale box. Now, this is going to be optional for a lot of folks. Some people are going to say they absolutely have to have one, and other people are going to say, not so sure that I need that. The main reason for this, obviously in the cattle business, we use scales in any size operation. You're going to have a scale of some size to track your herd, to track the weight gain of the animal. It's not so much about weight gain in the deer business. It's more about being able to properly identify the weight so you can give the right amount of medicine. Again, a lot of these medications are very expensive, and if I've got an 80-pound deer in here and I think they're a 135-pound deer, I'm going to give probably too much medication. That's wasteful. Likewise, if I have a deer that's heavier and I give a lower dosage, I'm not doing any good at all. I wasted the dosage and the deer had no benefit from it. So a scale platform is a great option for you to consider, simply for the fact that if you're medicating animals and spending that kind of money, you want to protect that investment in the medication and make sure that that deer is getting properly taken care of. And the way to do that is to know the weight of the deer. The next section is called the AI box. It's basically is to allow me to artificially inseminate these animals. Now, if you'll notice on both of these systems right here, all 3 sections, I have these portals. And the reason for that is because I want to be able to look inside there and see where that deer is. I want to be able to look at the ear tag and identify that deer. If I've got semen I need to thaw out in the incubator, I want to be able to look in there and identify that animal and say, hey, let's get out, white tag number 37 and start that process before that deer even gets up into the chute. We don't have to wait. The faster you can work that animal and get them out of the chute, the better. So I've got total access. Another thing that this does for me is if I have a deer that's not moving forward, I can reach in here with a paddle or a rattle and basically move that deer forward into the next section. So portals are extremely important. I also have some storage at the bottom, if you'll notice on both these sections, that just allow you to keep all of your equipment out of your way so you have a clean working environment on the side of the chute. And inside the AI box, notice that it opens up, the bottom also opens up, which allows me access for my legs. I'm going to simply reach in here now. I'm going to pull up the floor, which now becomes a seat. I'm going to move inside, and I have a safety gate that pulls up, automatically latches in place. And basically what this does is it gives me access to the lower extremities of this animal without having to worry about getting kicked. This is basically a safety plate for the operator. The last thing you want is if an animal was able to jump up and kick back, we don't want the operator to be injured. So basically this is a safety feature, and now I have total access to this animal to do anything that I need to do as far as planting cedars, removing cedars, and artificially inseminating that animal. When I'm done, simply pull the lever, reach up, slam the floor down, and again, close the door, and I'm ready to go. So now I'm going to go up here, close the gate, and that's how the AI box works. Now here's the most important piece of the entire unit. This is the chute. And basically this is going to work a lot like a cattle chute with a little different twist. A squeeze chute is nearly improperly named. It ought to be called a restraining chute. Well, that's exactly what this does. It's a restraining chute. The first thing I'm going to do before I bring the animal in is I'm going to pull the floor up. So I reach down and grab the knob, pull the floor up, and I'm going to twist that knob, that handle, and that basically sets the floor. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back. I'm going to let the deer come into the chute. When she's in there, I close the gate behind her, and all I'm going to do is simply reach around here, pull the lever, and now what's happened is the floor has dropped out from underneath the deer. And the concept is that the deer can't fight, they can't thrash and kick and hurt themselves or the operator because their legs go down inside the chute. They cross, and basically they're cradled very comfortably inside the chute. So then I'm going to raise the gate, and now I have total access to this deer. I have a footstool here to give me extra leverage to hold her down while I'm medicating her. I want to be as high as I can over the top of this deer for proper leverage. I've got shelves on both sides, both for leaning and operating, as well as putting medications, ear tags, those kind of things. I've got 2 tabletops on either side to work with. So basically I've dropped the floor out, the deer goes down, I have great access to her, she's safe, I'm safe. Now when I'm done with the process, I've got to be able to let her out. And if you'll watch this cradle, as I pull it open, the cradle comes out. You notice that that came out this direction toward me. That allows the deer to, his feet to reach the ground, and the deer is then able to run out of the front of the chute. It's absolutely one of the most amazing pieces of technology that's going to absolutely revolutionize how we handle deer in this country. It's much safer for the animal and the operator all the way around. Deer breeders ought to take at least a closer look at it, and if you want to do that and you want more detail, please log on to deerchute.com or call Mike Ford. His number will be on the website, and we'll make sure that we set you up with a deer chute today.